Welcome to another episode of the Pat Down, and I'm here with Chris and Dion. And guess who the fuck I got? The daddy from the Miss Pat Show.
Hey, y'all.
The man who I get to cheat with without cheating. The man I had this plan. Look, it ain't that I don't like you. It's just that I don't know how to kiss another man.
That makes me feel a lot better. Thank you.
It's not you, it's her.
Y'all stay tuned after the music. Thank you.
Girl, you remind me of my house back in the day. Trust.
Is that better?
Yeah, sounds great.
Good. So we're doing something special for you guys. We each week, each episode, we're trying to get one of the cast members. So last week we had John Rattler, was the guy who discovered me. This week we got the father, J. Bernard Calloway, who plays Terry, who plays my husband, who chased me around the set.
What's up? What's up, y'all? How y'all doing?
Welcome.
Thank you,
Nice
brother.
to meet you. Nice to meet
Nice
you.
to meet you too, man. Nice to meet both of y'all. I already know the other young brother, young cat, young king right there.
I just want to tell you, man, I love watching you and Miss Pat work on set. I'm not going to spoil anything, but when y'all watch this show, if y'all haven't seen the pilot, y'all going to love the pilot, but it gets better each and every episode. Like the chemistry grows, the comedy gets even better. I cannot wait for this show to come out.
Oh, right on, man. Thank you, brother. Thank you.
Good. It's exactly what America need. A black daddy who work and who care.
That's right. Ain't that something?
Chris, you don't know what we talking about. You Adam family. So, that was the White House.
No. I was just sitting here trying not to make a Bill Cosby joke out of respect for everybody. So I was just keeping my mouth
Black
shut.
History Month. Yeah,
Just keeping my mouth shut. Being a good white man,
I'm sorry, a good black man who worked and who's not in jail. How about that, Chris?
Amen.
How about do that sums it up, Chris?
Yes, it does. So when did you? Do we want to start with like when he?
We
got
can start
involved
from the audition.
Okay, yeah. Well, why don't you take it away?
Well, he's
Ms.
done
Pat?
a lot more than he's theater. He come from a theater background,
Yeah.
but we'll talk about that later. We'll jump to the Miss Pat show. He kind of had the job 2 years before I ever met him.
Wow.
When I first met Jordan was like, Jordan Coopers is one of the creators. Me and him created this show along with Lee Daniel and Brian Grazer. So Jordan had this thing in his mind. He was like, I know who your husband is. And so I was like, we ain't even wrote a script yet. He said, no, but I seen this guy in this play so many years ago. And I probably was on VHS because Jordan is young. And he was like, I always said, if I got a sitcom, I was going to get this man. And I'm looking like, oh, nigga, this nigga dreaming. I said, the man might be dead, Jordan. He's like, no, he's not dead. Because, Jordan is 24. I'm almost 50.
You just called this man super old and dead.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
He was on VHS. The nigga was on VHS. Okay. I'm not calling you.
Jay, you don't got to take that, bro. You do not got to take that.
He had a VHS. Listen, he had a VHS play of him. So I was like, Jordan, this nigga might be dead. He's like, no. I'm in theater. I follow him all the time, and I've been keeping an eye on him. If I ever got a sitcom, I was going to get him. So he sent me a picture. I said, no, that's not my husband.
Now you're ugly.
I don't know shit about TV.
From here.
I don't know shit about TV, so I'm thinking everything got to be similar to what I got at home. So he's like, no, this dude can really act. So he sent me a play. He sent me a little snippet of a play, and he said, "That's your husband." And he just kept bagging at it. I was like, "Whatever, Jordan." I watched this play. I don't know fucking play. I was like, "God damn, this man can act." And you was singing, you doing all kind of crazy shit in this play. So I said, "Okay, Jordan, if he's still alive when we get picked up, we'll go get him." So I don't know nothing about this.
I rose from the dead.
Right, yeah.
I was gonna say, thank God you're still alive, my brother.
Amen.
So we get picked up for the pilot. We get picked up and we gotta cast the daddy. And we go out and we cast the daddy. And no, No, we don't cast it. We go and we start doing auditions and stuff. So Jordan was like, I found him. And I was like, well, okay, we'll get him an audition. So his audition come in and I'm like, this nigga good. Okay. And he looked like a black daddy on TV. And you know, cause I don't know nothing about acting. I know I couldn't act. So I was like, I just knew who was fucking better than me. So he's like,
everybody else.
Every single person.
Wow.
fuck you, Dion. I'm getting better every week.
Get him back.
So he didn't come in for like a person-to-person audition. It was some really famous daddy that came in, you know, who came in for the audition. And some reason why everybody was stuck on him. I was like, oh, cool. One of the people that I won't name anybody. One of the people that was on a very popular sitcom, which was a nice looking man, but he was just too small. It looked like I beat him up. And so, but they brought them two back for the last audition. And the energy, because you have to, when you audition with somebody, you have to do it on tape. I mean, even though you see the audition, and you still have to we had to go to the Fox lot and go in this room. And I was like, man, this nigga like a country ass cousin. And that's what I said to myself. And he wasn't shy. He wasn't fucking shy. And I was like, oh my God, this nigga gonna out-act these shit out of me. And then he left and Debbie, I was like, bitch, that's your daddy. And then, you know, it's so much political shit behind the ropes of getting it come. Everybody gotta agree. And everybody did not agree on the father pick. And you know, me and Jordan is like ride and die. And he's like, no, that's not a good fit. And we was like, no, bitch, he's a good fit. The chemistry is there. I said, this man look like he could pick me up. The last nigga couldn't pick me up.
So what are you, like 6'9"?
Fuck you, Chris, you white bitch.
I was thinking it. He said it.
He looked like a man. The other one just looked cute. So we ended up we had to fight like a motherfucker. We had to fight like a motherfucker. We never told anybody. We had to fight like a motherfucker. All right, no, god damn it. Then I had to tell one of the producers, well, who gotta kiss this nigga? You or me? You act like you gotta kiss this motherfucker. I gotta want to be on the set with this man every day. Ain't nobody gonna ever see your ass. Come on in.
Jay, how did you feel going into your audition?
Here you go, baby. At the time, I think I was doing a play at the Huntington Theater called The Purist.
Yeah.
And at the time, Billy Porter was directing the piece. And
No, before Billy Porter.
No, I'm talking about when I came in.
Oh, yeah.
When I had to come in, I finally met and all that stuff like that. So, you know, I was doing that play and I came in and I was just really excited, man. I was straight up and down, just really excited. I was glad to be working to be, you know, an idea of me actually working with Pat because I'd already seen her work before, and I already knew Miss Debbie because her and her daughter and I we worked on Memphis the musical.
Before you got the job.
Before I got the job, what you talking about?
When you first auditioned, and then we called you back to LA. Okay,
so my first initial audition was on tape in New York City, right?
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So they sent that in to Pat knows, and whatever happened, right? But when I had to go in for the second audition, which was basically my screening, my screening test with Miss Pat, I come into Fox Studios and I'm all excited, like, you know, a kid in the candy shop, eyes all big and everything. And I'm looking on the couch over there and I was like, oh, that's Pat. She over there, I mean, just over there, just chilling, eating, laid back. Just like, oh man, it's gonna be like this, huh? But it wasn't her, it was her daughter.
You mean copy and paste?
Yeah. So I'm like, I was like, whoa, boy, okay. And other names we won't mention was in the room. I was like, oh man, that's my dude over there, right? So, and I think the youngest boy was there. Theo was there also.
Theo, the son, yeah.
So we go up in there. Debbie's in there, Jordan's in there. I think Miss Leah was in there. Lee's sister.
Lee's sister was there.
Was in there, and Pat come in. And if you could believe it or not, Pat was acting shy. Mm-hmm. She was real shy, you know. And it was us in my mind. I was like, you know what? I said I'm gonna just be myself because I know she country as hell and I'm country as hell. You know what I'm saying? So I said, I let that just come out of me. I said, I'm gonna just let that be who I am right now in this moment with her, because I wanted her to make sure that I was there for her and that she could be comfortable with me. So I did stuff. I mean, I was doing foolish stuff. Like I was like booty shaking in front of her and like, just trying to loosen up and stuff like that and make her laugh. And I said, if I could make her laugh, I'd be like, I got you, bitch. So
No, he was like, I've been married for 30 years, so I never dealt with another man because I've never cheated. So, Jordan wanted us to hug, and I'm like, I don't know this nigga, Jordan. But he's like, get close. I'm like, you get close to this motherfucker.
So I think I remember I got behind
he was like, he got behind. I'm like, what the fuck is he doing?
Pat strong. So Pat like, boom, get behind. I was like,
Thank you right there.
Yeah. I looked at Miss Debbie. I was like, can I? Miss Debbie, like, go on and get on there. She'd be the first one to tell you to put your big boy drawers on. Get on in there, So we did the work. We did the scene. We did real good.
You did good.
I felt like.
Did you think you had it?
I didn't think I had it, but I felt real good about it because I'm gonna tell you something. And also, John, the producer that she interviewed, he's my homeboy. He's from Fort Lauderdale. So
okay, where you're from, right?
Yeah, I'm from Fort Lauderdale, Florida, born and raised, man. And, we was in there chopping it up like we was in the bar or something, man, or in the barbershop. But when I got through, I mean, dude, I felt bad for who was coming in after me because I'm like hanging on the door, like talking, laughing loud, and the door, everybody could see it. So we was just kicking it, man. We was chopping it up. And so when I left, all right, y'all, yeah. I hollered, y'all, boy, oh man, yeah. We was doing all that.
Are you like naturally?
I felt good.
Are you naturally a gregarious person, or do you have to like force yourself out of a box when you meet a bunch of new people and have to be big like that?
No, not at all. I'm definitely a gregarious person. My energy is that way.
Don't know what gregarious is, but it's definitely
I was waiting for it.
It's big energy.
Gregarious, the Roman emperor.
What was so crazy? So now that I know I cast and work, so when you get down to the last two people that work, and I think it was an audition after yours, right?
Yeah.
The other day was after yours.
After me, yeah.
And it was okay. It was pretty good. But as they leave out, you kind of say that's the person. And we knew that day that we was gonna offer him the job. And then we get to the thing is like I needed to get comfortable because once we offer him the job, and I didn't see him until it was time to take the pilot. So I got used to Tammy. I got used to the kids because they would go to the acting class with me. Well, I didn't get used to him. So he shows up and he's an actor, and on the pilot, I have to kiss him. And I'm like, I cannot kiss this man. I was like, I cannot. And so I remember going to my house, I said, I cannot kiss somebody. My husband was like, look at her, bitch. You making a lot of money. I want you to kiss that motherfucking man.
maybe you like it and you won't kiss me anymore.
But
can I ask a question about the audition? Like before we move on to the makeout sesh. What was it about him that you all talked about that you knew he was going to be the guy? What were the qualities?
There was like, Jay Bernard is so sexy.
No.
He's this big old black chocolate milk does so sexy, man. Hey, no, I'm just playing.
For us, he felt real. Jay Bernard is tall like my real husband, but I'm also a plus size woman. He just felt real. He felt like a TV husband. I didn't feel like I could overpower him. I could feel like if he said shut the fuck up, I would shut the fuck up. He just felt real.
we know, Jay.
Come on, Chris. Come on now.
It's in the script. I shut the fuck up.
Yeah, if the people that are paying,
all of it's in the script.
And you know what? I got to be honest on that same tangent. Once I felt like I had Pat's respect, then I knew it was all downhill from there. I knew we was gonna vibe because once I felt like she had my respect, then and vice versa, then it was all downhill after that.
The good part about it was the pilot because it took 2 weeks to shoot the pilot, and I spent a week running from him. Literally, but he was so nice. He would come over and say, "Oh, you okay?" And he would touch me. I'm like, "Get your creepy ass away from me." I did.
What?
And I remember when he showed, I kept saying, "Where your fucking wife at? Where your wife at? Where your wife at?"
She asked me, "Come here, is she coming?"
I said, "She coming? Is your wife coming?" I was so.
She here today, ironically. So,
but I was just so uncomfortable, and it wasn't. Because I'm not an actress. I'm not an actress. I'm a comedian first, and they can go in and do whatever you got to do. I'm like, I don't want to kiss this man. He's sweating, and I was like, he do this, and I'm just not. I don't want to. And then Debbie was like, "Look, bitch, you acting." And then, but I think what helped me the most is you being patient, and you're not like saying, "Come on, bitch, you gotta kiss me." We acting. You were so patient, and comfortable. And then I remember we went out to dinner one night.
yeah.
And that's what kind of took me over that hump of just because I was never comfortable. But just sitting there with you that night at dinner, listening to you, and we having a conversation about our husband, our wives. And I was like, he a cool fucking dude. And I started to relax a little bit more because I always felt like I was cheating. I always felt like I was fucking with somebody's husband. I always felt like I was like, this man got a wife and we up here kissing on TV. Is this shit right? But his wife is an actress. She probably like, oh, whatever, motherfucker. This is what we do. My husband build transmissions.
and trust. I ain't want to mess up my job neither. So, I was gonna make it my damnness to make sure that Pat was comfortable and whatever she needed. You know what I'm saying? Because the brother wanted to work. But at the end of the day, I always felt like I was a part of something just like way bigger than me, man. I just knew something about this was just gonna be really great. You know what I mean? Especially after meeting you. It's just your personality, how cool you are. People don't know you're a little shy. People don't know that. You know what I'm saying? Because you're a boss. You know what I'm saying? But she's sweet as Georgia pie, man. She is. She really is.
It's very interesting, and we got to take a break here in a second. But the thing about Miss Pat is that if you're like off, like when she's on, Miss Pat, you're bigger than life. But when you're not, you're kind of quiet. You're in your phone. You're just kind of watching. You're paying attention. If it's a news situation, you're like a drug dealer, just scanning. You're watching.
What you know about drug dealers, Chris?
Not a damn thing. His one black friend that used to be one.
I read Rabbit.
We're going to take a break and we'll be right back. All right, y'all, we back from the break. But I mean, we knew the day that he walked out of that room that he was a daddy. I mean, he was country. He had that southern twang we was looking for. Cause I was like, if you from the South, usually people from the South, they some country loud motherfucker. And when he started talking, he was just like, I was like, oh my God, this nigga remind me of a relative.
Can I ask a white question?
Sure.
When you say country,
as he raises his hand, can I?
Teacher, what does it mean to be country? Like, what does that mean?
Just how I talk broken English, but he's very intelligent. He went to college, but he can get country with me. Like he say shit like what makes me laugh the most. He be like, my wife is a red bone. I said, nigga, ain't nobody called they woman no red bone. Please. Now that's some country shit. I said, stop calling that woman a goddamn red bone.
It's that language and that twang, man.
Chris has no idea what a red bone is.
What'd you say, Dion?
I said Chris has no idea what a red bone is.
A red bone. Listen, Chris, a red bone is a very light-skinned African American.
I actually knew that. Yeah, I wasn't gonna guess out loud, but I knew what you meant.
So yeah, I mean that's what being country is. Like Pat was saying, it's that twang, that language that we use, that Southern hospitality, and we grew up like if you look at somebody, you're supposed to say hi. You know what I'm saying? You're supposed to speak. You don't just look at somebody and look the other way. That's not being cool. You know what I mean?
I noticed you said Miss Pat, Miss Debbie, that level of respect.
That's right.
That's how they
it ain't even an age thing, right, Pat? It's just like that's just respect to you. If I call you Miss Pat, it's not just because you 120 years old or something. That's just respect. That's right. That's how we grew up. Respect our elders. That's how we grew up. So
yeah,
makes sense.
So, can we talk about your acting history? How long have you been doing? What's the word I'm looking for?
How long have I been a thespian?
Yes.
The fuck is a thespian?
Big old thespian right
Educated
there.
ass nigga. I gotta tell y'all this.
We went from country to thespian.
What college you went to?
Alabama State
So
University.
he went to Alabama State University, and what we like to highlight is black shit because it's a black family on TV living in a white community. So I called him one day and I was like, "Hey, nigga, what school you went to?" He's like, "Alabama State." I said, "Is that a HBCU?" And they just bust out laughing. I'm like, "Nigga, I got a GED. I'm a convicted felon. I don't know nothing about no goddamn HBCU." So why he using a word like thespians? It's because the nigga's educated. When he said thes, I thought he was gonna say thermometer.
Oh Lord. A Thessalonian. Nah, man. To be real with you, brother, when I got to college, I wasn't even thinking about like acting or theater, nothing like that. I was a music major and accounting minor. You know what I'm saying? Or
he can sing.
Actually, accounting major, music minor. You know what I mean? And so, long story, just very short. Theater found me. You know what I'm saying? There was auditioning for this piece on campus called the Gospel at Colonus, and they needed some singers and stuff like that. So it's like, why don't you come in, do a little monologue or something? I was like, what's a monologue? They explained it to me. I didn't know what the hell it was. And sing a song a cappella, and that's acapulco, we call it. That's without music, right? And so I went in there, sang a song, and I got the gig, right? But then I started loving theater so much, every aspect of the stage management, lighting, fight, coordinating, and all that stuff, costume design and stuff, that I was like, you know what? I think this is my passion. Because accounting was boring. Like, you sit in the BA building all night long after football practice. I was playing football too. So imagine after doing a 2-a-day, football practice and then having to sit in front, of people talking in front of a computer for like the next 4 hours after 10 o'clock at night. I was like, no, I don't want to do that. But my dad was not happy about it. He was not a fan of it, man. He's like, I ain't gonna be paying for this and that for the rest of your life, boy. What the hell wrong with you? No. I said, but Daddy, I love it. So I ended up getting that part. And next thing you know, Dr. Stewart planted the seed in me. Dr. Tommy Tania Stewart, who was the artistic producing director at the time at Alabama State University. She saw what was in me, and then I started getting all these lead parts and stuff like this. And I was like, you know what? Hey, like I play stuff like Emperor Jones, also Macbeth, also
with
all
no
these
acting.
No acting. No acting, right? But I started taking the courses. And I started picking up all the tools and all that stuff like that. And I always say my first stage was actually church, man. I mean, we used to do all the Easter programs, all the Christmas programs. I play the drums, I sing, I play for the state choir, the district choir. So all the stage was already set. And plus, football, that gridiron was my main stage at that time. Because when I came out of high school at Dillard, we was number 2 in the nation. In 1992 when I came. I played football with Isaac Bruce, man, and Frank Sanders.
Okay.
These guys was 1 year ahead of me, so I came from that type of pedigree, right? So when I got to Alabama State, that was already instilled in me. Dr. Stewart just opened that up for me. She planted that seed and just opened it up for me. So after Alabama State, I graduated in 97. I was like, I need to get some more tools. I need to find out, get into a program that's not too much longer than like 2 or 3 years so I can do a showcase, get my MFA, and just start working because I'd be about that money. I'm like, okay, how can I make this money? How can I flip this dollar? How can I make this work? So I went to Brandeis University in 1998, and I got my MFA in 2000, and then I got picked up by an agency, Hardica Level Agency in New York City, and a bunch of casting directors loved my work. And
how did you end up in New York?
Through a showcase. Brandeis University is in Boston, Massachusetts. For those who don't know, it's a suburb. It's in Waltham, Massachusetts, which is a suburb of Boston. It's right at the Mass Pike. At the end of the 2-year tenure, they do a showcase in Boston and
so
in New
you got
York.
An agent.
Mm-hmm. I picked up an agent through my showcases.
So you stayed there because you wanted to do theaters.
Yeah, I stayed there. And I moved to New York after I got through with that. I stayed there, and then I started doing a lot of regional theater work. Like I've worked across a lot of regional theaters across the United States. It was great to experience that. But then, my agent was like always telling me, say, hey man, to work on Broadway, you got to work out of town to work in town, so people can understand who you are and you build a resume that way. But at the same time as I was doing that, because I got this great voice, I started doing like a lot of voiceovers and commercials. When I do symposiums at different colleges and stuff, I always tell kids, don't just look at the performing artist aspect of it. You got to look at all mediums of the business so you can be able to get work. Because if theater isn't working, musical theater ain't working, then you got commercials. If the commercial's not working, then you got the voiceovers. If the voiceovers ain't working, then you got film and television. So I thank God that I was blessed to be able to be in all mediums at the same time.
Did you ever study like actor? Did you ever
study what?
Like go to school to be an actor?
Yeah, that's what I went to.
Brandeis.
Oh, Brandeis.
MFA is
Yeah, I
what?
thought you said
Master of Fine
Klondike.
Arts?
No, guys, no damn Klondike. I got my Master of Fine Arts at Brandeis University.
He got his master's.
Yes, and whenever I do my first interview on Jimmy Fallon, it won't be Jimmy Fallon, it'll be Jay Burnett.
Got you, motherfucker.
Hello, yes, I'm Jay Burnett.
You gonna put on an ascot too?
Yeah, ascot, all that's gonna be dope.
I used to think niggas with ascots had a lot of money, so I realized ascots cost $10. I almost gave up some pussy with a nigga with an ascot on.
Maybe I will want to work.
Oh, nigga, no. Come here and slap him, Carmen.
Carmen ain't studying me. Carmen ain't studying me.
What was the point where you were able to work full time, or like you really like hit like a tipping point where you felt like, all right, I can call my dad and tell him I'm gonna make it doing this?
I gotta be honest with you, bro. That's a really great question, man. I gotta be honest with you. I think when we did this piece called Memphis the Musical.
That's what Jordan sent me.
Right. And it originally started in Beverly, Massachusetts in 2003, Doc. Joe DiPietro, who wrote I Love You, I'm Perfect Not Change on Broadway, and David Bryan, who's the keyboardist for John Bon Jovi, he wrote the lyrics and he composed it, right? We started there in 2003, took it to La Jolla Playhouse in 2008, and took it to Fifth Avenue Theater in 2009. We made it to Broadway that fall. In October of 2009. That's when I felt like, hey, man, I'm here. I was the third lead in the show. It's like, oh, my God, I'm on Broadway. This is the most money I've ever made. This is the most exposure I'd ever gotten in one time. Good? It paid good according to,
the work you're doing?
Yeah. I mean, it pales in comparison of the revenue that comes in weekly.
TV?
No.
That was a deep resounding.
Because let me tell you, when you was working for Billy Porter, and I was like, Jordan, I said, you really want to pull that man from Billy Porter? He said, let me talk to you for a minute, bitch. He said, that man ain't making what he's gonna be making on this show. I was like, all that goddamn singing. No wonder. I was like, he was like, no. And I was like, for real? Because I think we do a lot and I'm still ain't making enough money. Nigga, I had to have an IV yesterday.
Did you really?
Yeah,
you really
did, yeah.
What? Not enough sparkling water in your system? Not enough Pellegrino in your system?
Too much cough and coke, nigga. Not cocaine, Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
All right, Charlie.
Clean that up.
2.5 men over here.
Yeah, because I didn't know Broadway. I thought theater pay like TV.
No, not at all. They work you like a slave in theater. They do. And you talk about 8 shows a week, sis.
Yeah, and then I remember you saying, I get to be off with my family. And I'm like, at first I couldn't understand. What the fuck are you talking about? Because I didn't know. I mean, you don't know what TV pay until you get into TV. So I'm like, I was like, is he going to leave that for this? I'm like, because we might not be paying him enough. And Joe was like, you're a fucking fool. Let me talk to you.
But I bet all those reps, like 8 times a week, like just the acting. I mean, from before to where you ended, is your acting skills? Are they just like super sharp when you're doing something that often, that many times? Is that why you're really exceeding in the Miss Pat show?
No, he's a fucking good actor. That's what it is.
Like it's practice, man.
From theater. He got a scene in this episode we just did in 104. And I was about to say, nigga, stop trying to win an Oscar, okay?
So when did you get it? I saw on IMDb you've been like in a few Law and Order episodes. You've been on my favorite TV show, Blue Bloods.
All of them. I've done it. Hey, man, first of all, I want to give big ups to like Denzel Washington and the great late Tony Scott. They gave me my first movie back in 2008. And I learned a lot on that set.
What movie?
The Taking the Pelham 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
Pelham 1, 2, 3, starring John Travolta, myself, Denzel Washington, James Gandolfini. It was a lot of greats that was in that movie. I had a really good time and I learned a lot. But I want to go back to what you were saying earlier, Chris, about those 8 shows a week. It really did help me sharpen my skills and be ready for like 12 to 14 hour days. Because the thing about theater and doing the 8 shows a week, you have to find a way to keep it fresh. You know what I'm saying? It's no way you can go in and phone stuff in because you can't fool the audience. The audience know when you phone the stuff in. So you got to find a way to make it fresh for yourself. And if it reads fresh for yourself and it reads real to yourself, then guess what? The people that's watching through that inanimate object is going to read the same way. Especially when you got dope directors like Mary Lou and Robbie, who just left the other week, man. I mean, we're blessed to have people like that on our set, man, to be great guidance vessels through these 12 to 14 hour days that we working on set. 5 days out of the week. So
is theater work harder?
I would say yes and no. I would say yes, simply because of the wear and tear of 8 shows a week. I would say no, because you're on that set 12 to 14 hours a day on your feet, switching it up, turning around, getting new things thrown at us in the moment. You know what I'm saying?
Because it's a multicam.
Yeah, especially with multicam. And it would be even a longer day if it was single cam, because with single cam, you got to turn everything around every single time and shoot from this direction, then turn everything around, shoot the other direction. With the 3, you can catch a whole bunch of stuff at one good time. So it's a double-edged sword for me, man. And I ain't hating on theater at all. I'll go back and do theater again. You know what I'm saying? It's not like I won't do theater, but for my money, I would love to be here and be able to reach the masses, you know, because for me, this whole medium is like church for me. You know what I'm saying? It's like we were all missionaries and bishops and, you know, pastors and stuff over here preaching this word, whatever this word is, and trying to touch lives and getting people to think, you know, a whole different way than they thought before they saw the show, or even have a conversation with somebody they probably would never have a conversation with because they saw our show. You know, so
when you saw what attracted you to the project? Did you know Miss Pat before you'd heard of the show, the script?
Opportunity.
A job, motherfucker.
Did you ever look me up when you got the
okay, at first I didn't know who Pat was, right? So when I did the initial audition, no, I didn't look up Miss Pat. But when I knew they were interested and I knew I was gonna get a screen test and callback, I said, let me look up my sister and see what's going on. And when I looked up, I was like, hell no. I was like, damn. I said, this woman funny as hell. For real, like, this girl's so funny. She reminded me of one of my relatives, you know, straight up and down, you know what I mean? So I looked her up and I saw her work and I was like, okay, this is what it's gonna be. And I was looking at the content in the script and matched it up with what she's doing on stage. I was like, oh, this is her life. You know? Yeah. And I didn't catch that at first. And I was like, oh, this is her life. I said, oh, okay, this is dope. She's putting herself out there. You know, she's exposing herself to the elements. You know what I mean? So I'm glad to be along on the ride, man. I'm glad to be a piece of the puzzle, you know, and I'm glad to be something that's so huge and so big and that's going to touch so many people and break their funny bones, man. I'm telling you.
Have you met Garrett? Have you met Garrett yet? Yes,
I did. I met him at the pilot.
The pilot, yeah.
Very quiet, reserved brother, man. He came up to me, man. I could just feel that he really enjoyed it because he was smiling. You know, he had this smile, man. He was just going, man, hey, man. Great job,
he cried
brother.
like a motherfucker at that pilot shoot.
You know, so quiet, man. I was like,
yeah.
And every time I'd be like, Pat, I want to have dinner with him. He don't want to meet you. He don't want to talk to you.
Friends. Yeah, y'all come over to the house. How much you seeing? He walk in the door and go to the bedroom.
Mm-hmm.
He's
a very reserved, quiet guy.
If you come to our house, he'll have a beer with you. But if you ask him to go, shit, me, that motherfucker ain't come. I'm here by myself right now. He's like, I gotta work.
You guys talk on the phone, or is he just like, I gotta go to bed?
He don't talk on no fucking phone, just to me. He coming down the last week of the shoot. Then he'll talk then, but he don't have no friends. He just go to work and that's just how he is. People like my brother like tell my brother a lot of comment. I'm like, nigga, my brother ain't gonna call you. Yeah,
he's I've had just one conversation with him. He's the sweetest man.
Yeah, man.
He's the nicest dude. But he is reserved. He is quiet. He's a lot.
The fact that he came up to me and spoke to me and gave me that love was enough for me, especially after when Pat told me about him and how he is, his demeanor and everything. The fact that he came up to me and took a picture with me too. You know what I'm saying? All of that. And it was like all happened in like 10 minutes. And it was done. I was like, that meant the world to me.
Well, you know what? Before I picked anybody, I sent everybody audition to Garyana and my husband. So you was their pick. You and the other
I didn't
person.
know that.
They helped me. They helped me pick every pick that I said I like this person. Just so happened Jordan liked them too. But when your audition came through, even though Jordan was ready to give you the job, I sent it to my husband. I was like, "Who you think?" And y'all was his number one pick. And I was like, "Well, I might as well go with this." So and that's how you ended up in LA. That's how, because at first I was like, I don't know, Jordan. I mean, we was all on the fence because Jordan is a kid with a big ass dream, and he can see shit. We just cast Ashley, and everybody was like, "How the fuck you cast somebody that looked like y'all had a kid and sound just like your real daughter?"
I mean, I saw her on set one time. I really thought it was. Remember, I came and said, I thought that was Ashley. I said, "Well, Ashley, she all dressed up."
Chris.
Like, oh no, that's the.
Oh no, there's a
That's
third.
Brittany. I was like, what?
What you say?
I said there's a third. Because it is. People don't realize, if you've never seen Ashley, like Miss Pat and Ashley, and Miss Pat, you look great. And I don't know if you've lost weight, but like the pictures of you on set, you look like Ashley. And there's pictures. I always say that. She never believes me, but it's true. Like the pictures on your Instagram, I'm like, why is she posting pictures of Ashley? Holy shit, that's Miss Pat. Mm-hmm. So the girl playing Ashley,
the actress playing Ashley sounds exactly like Ashley. Like I was listening through the headset and I was like, what? I was like, Ashley's over here. Why can I hear her through my headset when she's literally standing right next to me? She sounds just like. It's crazy how good of a job that you guys did on casting. It's it's mind blowing.
The daughter who plays Garyana is like, has her down pat. I don't know if she spent like method actor hours following Garyana around, but she was like, in the pilot just nails her. It's crazy.
It nails her. It sure do. And this girl, I remember when we had the look. In one episode we have a little talk in the kitchen, and it wasn't even written in the scene. And I tell Jay Bernard, I was like, "You better get it, bitch," because I felt that energy. And again, Jordan cast her. Jordan literally said, "This is Ashley," and I was like, "Okay, Jordan, I've just learned to believe what the fuck you say."
And you murdered that scene, by the way, Pat. You murdered that scene, man. For real. Oh my God.
Acting ain't easy, okay, guys. I've never read this much in my fucking life.
Hey, once again, hey, look, when I do symposiums and I talk to these kids, these kids look at the immediate gratification of what they're looking at, right? They don't take in consideration of what goes into making the product happen. You know what I'm saying? So, I think it just takes special people to do what we do. I really do. Your head got to be screwed on straight. I think you got to have a good spirit of discernment, and you got to be able to collaborate, man. You just got to be an open vessel and just be ready for changes that come, and just be ready. And Vanessa Williams always told me 99% of the job is coming in, just being ready. Just be ready. Just come to work. Just be ready. Show up. That's what she said. Just show up.
And not only is Jordan and Fox surrounded me by some really good actors. Everybody can fucking sing except me.
But you be the only one singing.
True.
She be the only one singing, Chris. Jesus loves me. I'd be like, no, he don't. That's why your voice is terrible.
I think Miss Pat is a great singer.
You a goddamn liar.
I get that pitch for boom.
All of them can sing. He can sing. Brianna can sing. Vince can sing. The daughter can sing. Can Jumbo sing?
I don't know.
He can rap.
He can rap. He can rap. So I'm like, not only can they act, they all sing too. But like Dion said, I'm the main one to be singing.
I believe the children of the future.
Teach them well and let them lead.
See, I done got us started. See,
show them all the beauty they possess inside.
Give them a sense of pride to make it easier. Let the children laugh.
What's like?
Thanks to Charlie. Thank you.
Jay, like, what stands out over the last month as your favorite moment? Maybe not, don't give anything away on the show, but just like as you're hanging around, talking, getting to know each other, what are a couple moments that just stand out that you're like, 5 years from now, you'll think back and crack up about it?
Oh man, that's another good question. It's too many moments, man. I can't even front.
Maybe having a good time on set.
I mean, I'm serious. I mean, the best joke that happened the other day, we can't use it. We couldn't use it.
Oh, podcast.
Okay. Well, is this?
It's this joke they made, and I was like, and they gave it to him.
They gave it to
And
me.
I didn't know he was gonna say it.
Okay.
She looked back. She's like, "No, you can't say that."
Was you there, Dion?
I don't know
It
what
was
I didn't.
It was the Heathcliff Huxtable joke.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, see?
Did you say it?
I said it.
No, but tell us the
It
joke.
wasn't during the show, but I
What is
said it.
What
I said
was
it. It was about the sauce. He's like, "Oh, one of the doors asked about some sauce that I
Some
cooked up."
barbecue sauce he made.
Yeah,
We
and
was
I say
eating.
something else, right? But the something else is funny, right? Without giving it away, right?
You can say it.
I can say, "Oh, okay, all right." So it was. She said, "What kind of sauce?" I said, "Oh, that's that Suge Knight sauce. You know, that's that manslaughter bipolar barbecue, right?" So I guess that was hitting and missing a little bit. So Jordan came over. He's like, "I want you to say this instead." And what I ended up saying was, she said, "So what kind of sauce is this, Daddy?" So I said, "That's that Heathcliff Huxtable sauce. Everybody gonna be sleep up in here."
And you cut it out?
Yes.
I don't know, but
I don't know if they cut it.
they was recording, right?
Yeah.
And I said, "What the who told you to say?" No,
It
no.
was too soon, Pat. It's still too soon.
Yeah, I'm a comedian. I'm not saying
You
no.
say everybody fair ground. Everything fair
Yeah,
ground.
but
Though.
not Bill Cosby and Richard Pryor.
Okay,
I
I'll let
mean,
that.
they fell ground, but I wasn't ready for that. And I was like, where the fuck you get that from? I mean, we comedians, you can make, but I was blown away. I was like, I came out of cast, nigga, who told you say that shit? He's like,
I said Jordan, him. I said it wasn't me, Pat. It was him.
and when he said it, everybody was like, what the fuck? Everybody was laughing, but all of us around the dinner table just froze. Like, that ain't the line. We was waiting on.
Does Jordan go around planting lines like that to try and get a genuine laugh out of everybody?
Yes, he do. And I ad-lib a lot. I'm beginning to ad-lib even more.
Which you should keep doing, because she said some funny stuff, man. And I think we got somebody that's like writing stuff down as it's happening, right, Pat?
Yeah, we have a strip coordinator that writes it down as I say it. And I say some, like, we got this funny thing. I don't want to give it away. When something happened to Tammy and the director say, "Okay, I need a button on this. I need you to steady scene." I said, "Oh, really, bitch? I got you." And what came out of my mouth just floored everybody.
Yeah.
So,
Nobody's
I mean,
quicker.
huh?
Nobody's quicker. I mean, you know, you just, and that's what this podcast is so great, because it's just line after line after line. You know, you just always have something funny to say. So is there going to be, I got asked if there was going to be like blooper reels, or if you were going to release any of the on the floor stuff, like, you know, like you used to have on DVD features, like maybe as YouTube promos, or
Like the outtakes.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
Oh, that would be great. I don't know. I mean, me and Jordan and, you know, the producers have to get together and see if we can do this, because this is streaming. So we can always do something of making of the Miss Pat show. They send their people there to record, and we got cameras going at all times. So we should, I don't know. I hope so. You know, it's what they want to do.
And it'd be cool if you could put up on social media to promote the show, like the outtakes after the episode airs. Because I guarantee,
yeah.
like, just knowing you, I bet there's like so many great lines that are not going to make the show, or little funny moments that people would love to see.
Oh yeah, we actually have fun on that. We have fun on the set. So I'm gonna ask Jordan about that this week, about, you know, blooper reels and stuff like that, because we got quite a few. Nobody drops lines like Miss Pat do. So
Trust.
these motherfuckers be off book like day two. I'm like, can y'all get a bitch? Can y'all give me a chance to read the whole motherfucking script? They come in that motherfucker. They be off book. I'm like, can y'all slow the fuck down? Y'all making me look. They know they shit so good. They be telling me, my like, this is what you supposed to say right here, bitch. Say this. How the fuck you know my lines?
No, Pat. You don't go over there. You say it right there, Pat. Yeah, oh, all right, okay. Pick it up.
Oh,
That's a fair
Well-
line. Let me pick it up. Let's go.
I think I have to ask the question that America wants to know. What is
No.
it like? What is it like kissing Miss Pat?
Man, I gotta tell you, boy.
Here we go.
Last night when I got home, now let me stop. Pat waiting for me too. Look. No, it's
She's so mad at me for asking the question.
Seriously, to be honest with you, it's very easy. Especially when she lets go. You know, when Pat lets go, I could tell. you know, because there's an easiness with it. You know what I mean?
My husband's watched a real one day. He said, "You look like you bracing for a truck to hit you."
That's what I mean by when she let go. When she let go, it ain't like that.
I mean, I'm still learning this shit. Okay.
Does Jordan keep writing in kissing scenes just to fuck with you?
He wants to show black love.
Okay.
The black man and the black woman, and I think he achieve it every single episode. But you know,
put it in there, but you don't be acting like it.
Damn, Dion. Damn, man.
No, let me tell you the funniest thing. This is the funniest thing. So the scene in 104, when Jordan tells him to kiss me and say, "You so fine, you so good," but nobody told me, right? I'm thinking it's one kiss. So he kissed me, and then I said, "All right, nigga, that's enough." And he said, "God damn it, let me work." I said, "Who the fuck told you to work on me?"
That would be the moment right there, Chris. That moment right there, man. Because that day, for some reason, Pat was messing with me all day that day. You remember you were giving she knew it. And she knew
he was
it.
in a bad mood. What the fuck wrong with you?
I wasn't in no bad mood at all.
You know what? He dropped a few lines, which he never do. And he was like, to me, I was like, okay, nigga, you dropped a few lines. This is, you know, he's such a perfectionist. I was like, okay, you all right. By the time y'all niggas fuck up, so I can help me look good. You know what I'm saying? I didn't learn my lines. I was like, fuck them goddamn lines.
I'm back there in the tent looking over my stuff, man. You know, I come out there, she messing with me. And that moment happened right there, man. And I think that really like even broke more of the ice between the both of us, man. I mean, because it really let her go out, and I was able to play like that, like we did that day. I mean, it made me comfortable because I probably wouldn't have played like that if I knew that it wasn't comfortable for Pat, to be straight up, you know. So big ups, Pat. Big ups, man.
I'm learning to that.
Chris, the kissing is good, brother. It's good. To answer your question, it is. It's good, brother.
I would expect nothing less.
Amen.
She does everything.
And look, my wife right there in the other room. So, you know,
thank God his wife is,
you know, we don't hide that from each other. She always asks about her. She always be like, how your wife doing? You know, did she need anything? She always check in with me on that. So, you know, I never want nobody to ever think there's something going on between Miss Patricia Williams-Lee and Jeffrey Bernard Calloway.
Nigga, I got health problems. I don't know how to cheat.
My Medicare won't pull out for that.
You don't need a prescription for cheating.
You don't need a doctor's note.
Nigga, for energy pills. I can't remember the nigga name who I'm cheating with.
You can see Miss Pat at the pharmacy right now.
It's like this on set all day. We can't get through scenes trying to be serious and she do stuff like that, man.
Oh, I don't got time for that shit.
Oh my God. Just go home crying every day, man.
And that's how the podcast is. It's just, you know, I've missed you guys so much because you never laugh like you do when you're around Miss Pat.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's fun. You know, we all like a big family there. You know, we all get along. And, you know, nobody act like they the star. Everybody just shows up to work.
What's the food like? Tell me the catering situation. I need to know.
Nigga. White nigga. That's what I need to call you. White nigga. Bruh. The food is so nigga. Even Vince gaining weight.
Get off your Vince.
Vince got an ass. Vince got an ass.
The food is really, really good.
Ain't that food? What you say?
In the mic, we can't hear him.
He said that strawberry cake gonna take his toes. Oh.
Hey, yeah, I got to be honest, man. Like, it don't happen like this on sets all the time, man. Like,
really?
this chemistry, the love, the camaraderie, the family atmosphere. It really don't happen like this all the time.
Because you know why? I'm gonna tell you what I did. Is I did this from day one. Even after Lee told me who the production company is, I said, look, I know that this is my show. I know I am the star of the show. But what I will not do is walk around with my head held hell high. I clock in like everybody else clock in, and we sign out the same fucking way. And I just told my whole cast, I said, we all stars, because it take all of us to make this shit work. If we bickering and arguing, not first on the call sheet, fuck a call sheet. I did the same thing in the writing room, and Vince will tell you. I say, you don't tell people positions. That's your name, and you're a part of this fucking writing room, right, Vince? That we all on the same motherfucking level. The only difference is paycheck difference. That's it. But
so you don't pay for the catering.
Yeah, not going full Bernie just yet.
I don't look at no call sheet. I don't give a fuck about being no star. And they be like, that's a star. I said, no, bitch, I'm Miss Pat, and I came to work like everybody else. We all fucking stars. Now, I don't need no extra shit. Like when my fucking thighs were hurting, right? Because all I drink at Coke is coffee. So they was like, I said, look, bitch, I got healthcare, good healthcare. Fucking, I don't even have no copay. Just go to the fucking doctor when I leave here. She's like, no, the star get you the star this show, we bringing a doctor to you. I'm like, what the fuck they do that at? The nigga legal? So the doctor show up.
It's like you're in the blacklist.
That nigga legal.
Yeah, so I get out my car, and this little white lady jump out with a whole medical bag. And then she's like, I'm the doctor. And she's like, what's wrong? I said, my thighs hurt right up here, around, right here by my butt. All of this shit just aching. So she's like, pull down your pants. I pull down my pants. And here with you, bitch, I ain't shaved this week.
Or last week, or the week before that. You ain't been in a hotel in a minute.
My virgin ears.
You're right. So she tells me, she locate the pains, and she said, you are very dehydrated. And I was like, really? And then she's like, I was telling her I was in a lot of spots in my left eye. And she said, I need to give you an IV. If not, I can put you on these pills. But if I give you an IV, you'll feel bad. I'm like, if you give me a fucking IV, everybody on this set, we're going, oh, Miss Patty's sick. So she's like, you really need an IV. So I give her an IV. And I mean, she give me an IV, and I'm sitting there, and I was like, oh, I'm on an IV. And before I know, it's just knocking at the door. Everybody knocking at the door. Everybody knocking. I'm getting texts from her. Okay, what the fuck is going on? I'm like, I'm dehydrated. A nigga gonna be all right. So I'm sitting there with the doctor, right? And she's like, you know, she said, she give me the IV. She's like, you need anything else? I'm like, oh, I think she's trying to give me drugs. I said, oh, I already got ibuprofen 800. She said, you need anything? I said, you can give me anything. She said, anything. I said, you got any diet pills?
You're dehydrated, for God's sake. She's gonna give you some diet pills. You got any diuretics back there?
I'm trying to give me some phenamine.
I need some uppers and downers for my water.
Nigga, I try to get me some phenamine. Nigga said, I look fatter than a motherfucker on TV. I said, you got any diet pills? She like, I said, I'm for real. Prescription for some diet pills.
And then she came back to work.
I don't know. She put B12 and all that shit in there. I felt so good. I said, this is what killed Michael Jackson. I see why Michael Jackson did. This shit is delicious. I mean,
it's not the same thing at all.
B12 is not propofol or whatever.
Well, nigga, that B12 was the shit they gave me. Then they gave me like 20 vials of that shit and told the medic man, stick her in the ass every time she look a little sleepy. I was like, it must be nice to be rich. Then how these niggas get on dope? Man, she gave me some diabetes, some B12, some vitamin D.
Dion, wait till she finds out about adrenochrome.
What the fuck is that?
That's the QAnon stuff that they drink to live forever.
But it was delicious. It was, I mean, it just perked me right back. I was like, damn, I feel better. And she was right. I was very dehydrated, so bad that I had spots in my eyes, but I wouldn't tell anybody.
Now, has there been any, Dion? I know you've been around the set a lot. Has there been any Pole Pat moments though?
No. She's very not like this show, in the fact that she doesn't order anybody around.
She what?
She's very not like this show, your podcast.
I say you don't order anybody around on set. You're not screaming at anybody or shut the fuck up. No, she's.
Well, I had a life coach. I have a life coach.
Are you still talking to the life coach?
Hell yeah, she won't go away. I told her I said I'm healed.
I'm healed. I took some diet pills. I got an IV.
I got a B12 in my ass. I'm
Got some
fine.
B12. I'm ready to go. Bye.
I'm like, it's over.
My
I don't
life
need
is better
you.
now.
I don't have anything to talk about. Like at first I was very frustrated. You know, I had a lot of writing room problems, but we worked through all of that shit now. So we good. You know,
Is it kind of like because you're working, like there's action and movement, and like you kind of haven't had that for about a year because of the
I
pandemic?
think it's because people know me now. You know, Miss Pat is blunt, honest. You know, I'm not putting on. I'm me. This is me.
Yeah.
And I think that's what a lot of people had to learn in this ordeal, that this is just how this lady talk. You know, when my problems with the writer's room, we worked that out. And Kel, the person I thought I was going to kill, I actually fucking like now.
Really?
Yes. The person I was having all the problems with, well, I'm going to kick that motherfucker ass when I get to Atlanta. I love him. And and that person is really fucking good. Know what the fuck they doing.
Give that life coach a B12 shot. That's all I got to say.
Can't make that up, boy.
It's great. That's great to hear. Yeah, because you were nervous a little bit, and so I'm really glad to hear that everything's going great.
Yeah, because they was talking about snatching this shit from me the way I was acting.
Were they?
Ooh, yeah, I went through some. I mean, right when they was building the set, they was like,
oh boy,
got a little scary there for a minute.
Yeah.
And I remember Gary Allen was like, "Do you realize how many people depending on you for a job? It's like 200 to 300 people you were employed, and
Yeah.
you gonna mess it up for all of us."
Be like Kimberly Elise on Saturday Off. I need that money.
You keep saying that. Who the fuck is that?
Kimberly Elise, you don't remember the movie Set It Off?
Yeah.
And she was the sister of I believe I don't know which one of these sister, but she had this child. She needed help, and I don't know why she made that choice as an actor. She really needed money, so it always was like really weird. I need that money. I don't know.
You've never seen Set It Off, have you, Chris?
I have not. No.
No, he don't watch black movies.
Set It Off is really good, man. It's like one of the last black chick flicks.
You didn't like the movie Tiffany was in, Girl Trip?
No, that was a comedy. Set It Off is not a comedy.
Oh no, it wasn't a comedy. Did you like Girl Trip?
It was all right.
Yeah, that's what most
my
men
theater
say.
teacher was in there. Dr. Stewart was in the older black lady.
I saw it.
Miss Pat just shook her head no.
I don't know that nigga.
I mean, I saw the movie. What you laughing at, Vince?
Yeah, I know Marcus.
We can't hear him on the podcast. So
Yeah, you got to talk in the mic.
That's my little brother, man. That's my little brother, man. He was talking about Marcus Henderson that was in us. Get Out, the brother with the big eye that was running.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He went to Alabama. He came out after me. He came out like 210 or something like that. He was also in Snowfall too, man. Really good actor, really good brother. Went to Yale and also went to Alabama State, man. So, and played football.
What position were you when you played football? Before we wrap up, Pat.
I played the position of fullback. You tried me. You tried me then. You really tried me, boy. I was out there knocking cats out.
Hey, do Waterboys get a jersey?
No, Waterboys don't get no jersey. They get that green thing that go across and let us know they the water boy. Respect to all water boys, though. Respect.
That's
Without
right.
you, we couldn't make it through the game. Trust.
Somebody got to put the ice in the cooler.
Somebody got to. Among me, got down.
What was your position, Jay?
I played fullback.
What they do?
The fullback basically is you got the quarterback right here, and you got the big dude, and then the halfback. Yep, I'm the one who really blocked for the running.
Be the lead blocker. Yeah,
lead blocker for the running back. Back then, fullback is like a dinosaur now in football. Really, it's like because everybody run double tights now, so it's like either the shot, either run and shoot. You know what I mean? But yeah, I was really good. I was a starting fullback at my university. Everything, man. So
Well, now you're an actor, nigga.
Yes, I am. I'm a thespian.
That was the fanciest way I've ever heard that said.
What do you say?
You said nigger.
Oh, he can't say
Thespian
nigger.
nigger.
I said it was very fancy the way that you said that.
Nigger.
Please stop saying it.
Hey, yo, look, I'm glad I started acting in the football because I'd be probably broke up and can't walk and can't do nothing. I know a lot of cats that play ball, man. Physically, they shot. They done.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't play football, and I'm physically shot and done too.
You
Why
shot
that
twice.
is, Pat? Why that is?
Juba just tagged me. Some guy in Atlanta. He's called Ted Make Fat Bitches Move, and he transform all these fat women. And so I was telling Queecha, Juba tagged me, and this guy say it's called Fat Bitch Move. So he made all these 600-pound women lose weight. How about Queecha had the nigga number in her phone? I said, bitch, is that anybody? He called him. And she goes, hey, Ted, my friend needs your help.
Well, she had to get her underground diet pills for the beauty salon somewhere.
Shoot, Queecha like a Desmond. I cook down in the street. I build I got the shoes on. I know the man by the celery. But she's every woman.
Everybody want her on set too, Chris.
Yeah, no shit.
You
You seen her ass?
I told him
he saw that picture I posted.
Oh my God.
I said, you don't want her, she got my dime, you niggas.
No, turns out still want her.
Yeah.
I'm trying to keep them away by telling them she and they still want them. This woman got a man at the house. Leave her alone. All right. Thank y'all. We got to wrap this shit up. Jay Bernard got to go. I'm here cussing in front of his son and shit.
In about 4 years old, we get home, we're gonna be looking at him like, damn, if you round Miss Pat, I understand. Don't worry about it.
Ain't no coming back.
Nope.
Hey, his wife, hurry up and put earplugs in the baby ear.
That's cause he was watching the show on the phone.
He's got Peppa Pig and the N-word keeps bleeding in.
Exactly.
What's a nigga?
Like, nigga, and she's looking down her nose. As if she's looking down on the peons. Nigga.
Shut your ass up. All right, we got to wrap this up, guys.
Hey, man, enjoy the time. Thank y'all for Pat. Thank you for having me.
Yes,
sweetheart.
be still.
Hey, it was great to meet you.
Okay.
All right, y'all. You just met the dad, and you're gonna get to meet the rest of the cast as the weeks goes on. And I drop podcast. Jay Bernard, Calloway. Thank y'all so much for tuning in to another episode of the Pat Down. Make sure you check out my website at misspatcomedy.com for all of my social media, my tour dates, my book. Make sure you spread the word about my podcast. Please rate and review. Please rate and review and share. Thank y'all so much, y'all. I've been Miss Pat.